Today with me. Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Table's not balanced.
Oh, hi everyone. Thank you for coming back to watch us, and thank you for subscribing to all my subscribers. I really appreciate you. Thank you for your support. All right, so today what are we talking about? I have a couple of videos that I think I've done with nursing, and I'm starting. This will be my third episode of talking about nursing. As nursing education, I'll be doing a lot more, but this is the beginning. So my last video, if you've not watched, please find time and watch it. And whilst I was doing that video, something came out. ADN versus BSN, and I know I did scratch the surface of that, but I thought about having someone who went through a full BSN program with me, and rather than just me talking about how a BSN program went, because I did the ADN then the BSN program, so I have my BSN all right, but I went through a different route. So I did talk to my friend Anna at work. Anna is a med-surg nurse I work with, and we decided that, hey, it wouldn't be a bad idea to do this after all. So thank you for doing this with me.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here.
Yes. What we are going to talk about is related to Ohio as a state and our employers. We are not going to mention our employer's name, but it's just going to be related to what we do. So it can be different for everyone, and it can be different for every state. So ADN is an associate degree in nursing, and BSN is a bachelor's of science in nursing, right?
Yeah, so the biggest difference between those two is an ADN is a 2-year program. So it's a faster track. You're getting your main nursing education, you're going to clinicals, you're seeing all types of different nursing, and then you have a bachelor's degree, which is a 4-year degree. So with that, you're getting the cultural diversity classes, you're getting your English classes, history classes, a lot of the filler that you would get in a typical 4-year degree. So that's the main.
I know for my ADN program, I did my diversity class because I went to a community college that had a program that will bridge you into your BSN, and that was Ohio State. So I did most of my classes, and I think I had a lot of classes that I did with Columbus State, to be specific. And then I moved into the ADN program in Central Ohio Technical College, COTC. So that's what I did. How is your admission process into the BSN program like?
Yeah, so initially out of high school, I applied to go to Kent State University, which is in northeastern Ohio. And so their process is that you apply for your pre-nursing year. That's your first year. It's a lot of prerequisites, a lot of basic science courses, biology, chemistry, math courses, sociology, a lot of those filler courses. And then, to my recollection, they take 75%, the top 75% of that class of the first year, and they admit those 75% into the actual nursing program, which is your final 3 years. I ended up actually transferring to Mount Carmel after my first year at Kent State. I applied to Mount Carmel and I got in, and they were a direct admission program. But then I still had to do some of the prereqs. I had to do like microbiome, gen chem. Those are the big ones I can think of. But then you just go through your 4 years. So it actually took 5 years to finish my BSN.
Just because you went through Kent State?
Yes.
So I did the Columbus State, like I said, and the COTC, but it took me in all, I would say 3 years to do that. And I'll also say that your decision, you have to make a decision based on what you do, what you're expecting at the end of the day, and your strength. I needed to work, and I felt like the ADN program was a good fit that I could work and later on pursue my BSN program, because I could still make money as an RN and then pursue my other education later on.
Yeah, so transitioning into that, the biggest thing that I've found with the organization that we work for, there's actually no pay gap between an ADN and a BSN. So I was talking to my mom earlier today. I was telling her that I was going to come record with you, and we were having a discussion about this. And I told her, I'm like, Mom, some days I wish that I would have just went and gotten my ADN so that I could have started making a nurse's salary. And then the organization we work for actually provides really excellent tuition reimbursement. So I could have gotten my ADN, worked as an RN, had the company we work for pay for my BSN and now master's program. But I think it would have saved us a ton of out-of-pocket costs, a ton of headaches. And then you can go back part-time for your BSN, and it's less of a workload. Because I will say the full-time BSN for 5 years, that was not the best of times.
Yeah. And yes, I agree, because having completed my ADN, my BSN, I not pay anything. Our employer paid everything for my BSN, and now I am in my master's program and I'm not paying anything out. So it is something to consider if you are looking for a much cheaper way to get into school
and to start making that money.
Tuition reimbursement, it is a very good way. So if you're looking into going to nursing and you don't have a lot of money, it is something that you can look into, and getting an employer who sponsors education is the way to go. That I have done that, my BSN, like I said, and my master's program that I'm doing right now. It is free, $5,250 a year.
Yeah.
And most of these colleges also kind of partner with the organizations, the employers. It is at a reduced cost.
Yeah,
like drastically.
And you encouraged me to start my master's, so I started this week through the same college. And,
we're in the same college now.
Neither of us are paying anything out of pocket.
Yeah, so girl, you will realize that you've saved yourself a ton of money. I don't have a whole lot in students loan just because of reimbursement.
Yeah.
So if you want to know who my employer is, send me an email. I'll tell you. And if you live in Ohio, maybe you can come be our colleague at work, right?
Yes. We need people.
Yes.
And even if you're working as a PSA or an STNA, I know that the organization we work for does reimburse even for your associates of nursing.
Yeah.
So
I did get associate too. I have really
yeah. She's milked the tuition reimbursement for all it's worth.
I have. Oh yeah, that was a detail that I forgot about. I have really milked it. Oh my God.
Yes.
I got an associate.
And then her bachelor's and then her master's, and she didn't pay a penny. And that's, so like my parents, like my degree in total for my bachelor's, just for transparency, was probably around $120,000. Yeah, like I mean, we worked the same hours, like we worked 3/12s, and there's really no gap in skill level. Yeah. I think honestly, a lot of it is experience on the job. You learn on the job. Nursing in school versus real life nursing, they're two totally different things.
Exactly. What you come out to do as a nurse is basically your skills that you acquire on the job. As an ADN, I was an STNA. There are certain things that I realized that I was well equipped with because I was already in that environment. And
being an STNA, or what organization calls them, as a PSA, a patient support assistant, that is invaluable. I have some friends that I went to school with that opted to not be a PSA during their college experience, and there was a much larger learning curve when they became a nurse to know how to care for patients, how to talk to families, just how to have that clinical judgment. I can't recommend highly enough, if you're in nursing school, thinking about going to nursing school, definitely be a nurse's aide, a PSA, STNA, whatever it's called. I would be doing that before you enter the degree and while you're going through your degree. When I was in nursing school, I worked contingent.
You did, yes.
Yeah, so contingent. So I was able to pick my own hours because it's a lot to be going to school full time and then also trying to work too. But that experience I had and working on a team like that was invaluable to my nursing experience.
Okay. Yeah. So in all, I think about now what we've all deduced from this is an ADN. The difference between an ADN and a BSN is some classes that you did not take, but finally you take. And let's talk about the magnet status. I think that is what is jeering or pushing some employers into trying to get BSN graduates staff. So it's kind of like a prestige that when you get there, it's really nice that you
You're
have
at
to
a
have
really excellent level.
yes,
Yeah.
and you have to have a certain number of your nurses who are at that level. And so
The company we work for has a requirement. If you come in with an ADN, you have to get your BSN within 5 years.
within 5 years,
Or they will terminate you. So, just word to the wise: if you get your ADN, just make sure you know
don't
what
be
the company's
comfortable.
make sure you know what your company's policy is.
And what
because-
you're signing up for.
Yeah. Again, I reiterate: I work with ADNs. You work with ADNs.
I was an
Oh,
ADN.
I know, but I mean, I won't say any names, but I can think of one ADN in particular who is a clinical lead on our floor.
Badass.
Who, I mean, like, she's got it handled. Like I was saying, between ADN and BSN, there's really not a massive difference. The biggest thing you're going to notice is length and time to graduation and cost. Also, take full advantage of any money that your company is willing to give you. She did, and it helped her so much. And look at where she's at now. She's almost done with her master's degree, and she didn't pay a cent for it.
So I hope this was interesting enough. If this is your first time joining us, this is Abby. I'm a nurse. I'm a med-surg nurse, and I have my friend here, Anna. We are on the same aid. We work on the same med-surg unit, and today we just decided to do our ADN and BSN. So in all, I think the most we can take out of this conversation is all nurses are nurses. At the front line, when I am doing that CPR on that patient, it doesn't matter.
No one cares
which route I went to, because it always starts with you. What choices you're making, how it's going to suit you, and you'll be good. So Anna, I would just say thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I hope you all learned something.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. If this is your first time, please, I beg you in the name of Jesus, after you watch this, hit the like button and let's be friends and join the family. And we have amazing content. We're just gonna keep educating, informing, and just giving you our perspective of what nursing is and how we see nursing. So if you're in nursing school, keep pushing. You'll be done before you know it, and you join us in the workforce, and we will save lives together. So thank you everyone, and bye-bye, and see you in my next video. Bum, bum.